Another update on Trinidad and Tobago. I know. But new tensions are actually surfacing between Port of Spain and its Caribbean neighbors, specifically members of CARICOM. So, for weeks we've been tracking how U.S. military operations off the coast of Venezuela have been, well, it's placed Trinidad and Tobago squarely at the center of what I'll call a geopolitical storm. No, the Twin Island has taken a step that's raising even more eyebrows, raising a lot of questions across the region. During a recent meeting of CARICOM heads of government leaders, well, most leaders agreed on a common position. The position that they've agreed on is that the Caribbean should remain a zone of peace, and all disputes must be handled through dialogue, diplomacy, and international law, because the Caribbean is not a lawless place. But Trinidad and Tobago declined to endorse that statement. Why? Well, according to CARICOM's official release, every member backs the zone of peace language except for Trinidad and Tobago, which reserved its position in diplomatic terms. That means that they are not committing to the regional consensus. Or well, not yet really. However, it's a striking move given the backdrop of a series of deadly strikes that have been happening right here in the Caribbean. It's part of the US's renewed war on narco terror. One of those same strikes reportedly killed two Trinidadian nationals, which sparked grief, outrage, and political divisions down there in Trinidad. So what do they mean? They're reserving, you know what? While many Caribbean leaders have condemned the attacks and called for restraint, Trinidad's own Prime Minister, recently elected Kamla Persad-Bissessar, continues to back the US. She's repeated that she has no sympathy for traffickers, and she has even said that the US military should kill them all violently.
At the end of the day, the intention of the Prime Minister is to make sure that, and her belief is that she can assist CARICOM as the chairperson for security matters by making sure that, because when it comes to drugs, there's human trafficking, ammunition, is guns, and these things not just come to Trinidad and Tobago, but through Trinidad and Tobago find its way into the wider CARICOM region. So if you could prevent that from coming through here, I mean, take whatever other forms and other routes you want to take. Do not pass through here, and let us try to preserve CARICOM so that we can, in the future, become a zone of peace.
Now, that comment, still reverberating across social media, has left citizens of the Twin Island divided. Families in fishing communities like Las Cuevas are demanding proof that their loved ones were traffickers, and not the innocent crewmen that they believed them to be, who were just caught in the crossfire. At the same time, opposition MP Stuart Young, a former National Security Minister, has blasted the Prime Minister for staying silent on the latest incident, accusing her of being in hiding while the nation searches for answers and for their citizens. And for CARICOM, this isn't just about one country's stance. It's about regional unity and credibility. For decades, the Caribbean has resisted becoming anyone's battleground. This is why CARICOM was formed, so we could come together. Remember in the Cold War years ago, when outside powers treated the region like strategic real estate because of where we are positioned geopolitically, the zone of peace doctrine is central to that identity. So, when one member refuses to sign on, analysts warn that it could fracture the bloc's diplomatic strength, especially now as foreign militaries expand patrols and radar systems across the Southern Caribbean. So far, there's no explanation from Trinidad and Tobago's government on why it withheld support for the CARICOM declaration. Whether its alignment with the US strategy is a push for national flexibility, or whether it's internal political pressure. No one knows really. Nobody knows for sure. But what's clear is the longer port of Spain stands apart from the rest of CARICOM, the more question it faces from its neighbors and also from its own people. Can Trinidad defend sovereignty while openly supporting foreign military action in regional waters? And also, how will that affect its standing in CARICOM moving forward? Well, I guess we will find out. So we've been following this story closely for the past, I think, month or 2 months. From the initial US strike to the recent one that claimed Trinidadian lives, growing calls for investigation to this latest diplomatic split. And well, we'll continue bringing you updates as the situation evolves, both at the regional level and inside Trinidad and Tobago's, well, their own political landscape, as the opposition is calling for her head. So, please ensure that you check out our previous reports on this growing crisis that's happening right here between the US and Venezuela, which Trinidad is caught directly in the middle of. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never ever miss an update. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.